and so on, as we know our children do sometimes. Ms. Johnson at the charter school can expel him and send him back to the regular public school. But the people from the regular public school, can they expel the student to the charter school? So that's apples to apples and orange to oranges, but if it's not that, then it's not equitable education or equitable expulsion or discipline. So let's talk about that, please.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you for that reflection and question. I think that one thing that's important to note is charter schools in the Achievement School District, when they partner with low-performing schools or priority schools, they essentially take over the school as a neighborhood school with zoned attendance. So our charter schools are operating like autonomous neighborhood schools with zoned attendance. They have the exact same expectations of performance, of disciplinary action, and of responsiveness to parents and children.
But if a student gets expelled from a public school, they'll go over to a charter?
I can't tell you how many times we have received in ASD public schools the expelled students of traditional public schools. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. I will also tell you that the incidences of expulsion, it is too high in public education across the board. And that is something that the Achievement School District and our partners, charter and district managed, have expressed a commitment to. We have a commitment to excellence, equity, and community. And one of the things that we are definitely focused on is equity in disciplinary practices. We expect our kids to have the same access to high-quality education and instruction and to not be counseled out, and we monitor that. We monitor and we report that like we do for all public schools.
Thank you, and I appreciate the passion by which you speak. I see it in your face. Did I hear you correct? You have 85 schools in the Achievement School?
No, there are actually 85 schools that are eligible for the Achievement School District. There are 85 priority schools in Tennessee. We currently have 33 schools in the ASD. How
many of those schools are majority African American schools?
Oh, all. So in Tennessee, 93% of students that are in priority schools across the state are Black and Latino. 93%. And that is reflected in 98% of the students in the ASD are Black.
So based on the criteria that the Tennessee State Department of Education has set up, only Black kids fall in the bottom 5%. White kids learning, Black kids don't.
So I will say that the criteria that the state has developed around which schools are priority schools is based on which students are on grade level. It is literally the percent of students that are on grade level divided by the number of students who are on grade level divided by the total number of students in that school. And the degree to which there is a higher proportion of students in Black neighborhoods and Black schools that are not on grade level, those are the students that we would be serving.
Part of this task force goes beyond charter versus public. It goes to access to quality education, period. Right. And so what I'm hearing is that the state of Tennessee have a discriminatory policy that they're implementing that relegate African-American children as low performing, which opens them up for this type of vehicle.
I would disagree vehemently to that statement. I think that there are systemic inequities in public education, period. I think that the inequities. Sure. I think that the systemic inequities that exist in housing, in the job market, and in zoning of schools, that is creating the kinds of failure that we see in predominantly Black neighborhoods. The state of Tennessee seeks to address the needs that exist wherever that happens to be. And as you know, that happens to be in our neighborhoods. And so the ASD and our charter partners and our district managed schools, we have both. We have a mixed portfolio of schools. We go where the need is. So I don't think it's discriminatory to go where there is need. It would be discriminatory to not go where there is need, and that is the furthest from the truth about what we are doing.
Well, I think how we define where need is and the policies that create the conditions for the need is the discriminatory problem. And if I'm hearing you correctly, the state of Tennessee have only identified African-American area as where the need is because black children are not learning, but poor white children are.
So,
Because I'm trying to understand the relationship between poverty and performance
right.
and the relationship between race and performance.
Right.
And what I'm hearing is there's a relationship between race and performance in Tennessee, not poverty and performance, which is a discriminatory problem from my vantage point. Whether it's the conditions that's been set or the remedy that's been applied.
Well, Derek, let me put it the way Dr. Johnson had it a minute ago. It's a lack of social capital. She talked about the fact that in middle-class neighborhoods, when there was a need, whether it was for tutoring, for extracurricular, for an engineering, somebody that's in engineering to come and teach the children robotics, they could get that. In the poor neighborhoods, it is lacking. So it's a lack of social capital. Is it discrimination? It appears to be, but I think it's more to it than just black and brown children. Yes.
Do you have a relationship with Ms. Meyer Buggs?
Do I have a relationship with her?
Your institution?
The ASD, well, the Tennessee Charter Center provides advocacy and support services for public charter schools, many of which are authorized by the Achievement School District.
I noticed that you continually say public charter schools and not private charter schools. So I wanna.
Yes.
Okay. And so I think this model that we're hearing here in Tennessee, at least it's the first time I've come across one that has this blend. And it seems like your operation is both charter and public education. Am I right?
Yes, our charter schools are public schools. They are publicly funded. They are held to the same public accountability standards. We report out on all of our same academic and financial results as public charter schools as we do for traditional public schools.
But a school has to join your association, right?
The Achievement School District is a division of the Tennessee Department of Education. So we would bring the schools out of their local school district and into the ASD.
But I heard you say all of them hadn't joined.
That's correct. So 85 are eligible to join the ASD because they are in the bottom 5%. 33 we are serving right now.
They initiate the effort to join on their own from the school district.
They do not. They do not. What happens is every 3 years, the state of Tennessee identifies priority schools based on the percent of students in their schools who are not on grade level. And those schools that are in the bottom 5%, they automatically become eligible for the Achievement School District. The ASD, under the direction of the Commissioner of Education, determines which of those schools will join the district.
I see. Okay.
But the real thing, Malik, is that you don't have the capacity for as many as that are eligible, right?
That's right. So when I spoke before, Ms. Sweetlove, about the number of schools and the fact that we were intended to be, and we are, a companion district to the local school districts, neither the local school districts nor the state under with the ASD have the capacity right now to serve all of the schools in the way they should be served. We need both. And we need both traditional public schools and public charter schools.
Can you, Ms. Sweetlove, I agree with Mrs. Huffman. I never heard of this before. I never.
Yeah.
I would like to see this model brought to the task force in its written form from your legislation or whoever is this, because that's not the model of no other place that I know of, have heard. And I'd like to know, if you are going to be involved with the new, our attorney spoke about, what was his name? Arnie Duncans, who tore up public education for our son, and John King, we ran him out of New York. So I know about John King. I want to know if you're going to be involved, Tennessee going to be involved in the new race to the top. We're getting rid of that. We're coming in with a new system. And I want to know if Tennessee is going to be involved, because that have a special piece to underperforming schools. So this is very interesting, what I'm hearing here tonight. ESSA, yeah, I want to know if Tennessee going to be involved
We
in
are
it.
very involved with ESSA and
Okay.
with trying to get
Well,
it written
I think this is going to further look at Tennessee if it's go. So I would really like to see the model. I would like to see it.
I would be
in
happy
writing
to
and
come at any point and provide
Good.
some written documentation
Right.
around the
Wonderful,
Achievement School District.
wonderful,
I have one
wonderful.
last
Great, thank you so
clarification.
much.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Derek Johnson was asserting sort of like reverse racism because all of these black schools are in this district of yours, which makes it predominantly black. But if I hear you, you have just picked up the schools where they existed, and before your district was created, de facto, you had the same segregation
Oh,
going on.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without
A lot of that is
intervention.
based on poverty and other issues. too,
Absolutely.
though. You got the best model so far. I know you got a couple cherries up in there, though. Just messing with you.
Thank you so much, Malik.
Thank
We
you, ma'am.
appreciate it.